Driving for Uber in 2017, is it worth it? A question I receive all the time. Jermaine Ellis, is it worth it driving for Uber in 2016? Now, I really wish I could just answer that question like yes, or no, or hell no, or never. However, I can't answer that question with a yes or no answer. That question it really depends on what type of driver you are, and it really depends on what city you live in. Some cities, driving for Uber full-time is just a really bad idea. Would not recommend that you drive for Uber full-time in certain cities and certain markets. However, other cities, you can definitely drive for Uber full-time. There's enough business, there's enough action, there's enough ride requests, there's enough hourly guarantees and incentives, there's bonuses, and there are also different events going on in different cities, and that's going to increase supply and demand, meaning that you can make more money. Now, Uber has changed a lot over the years. About 2 years ago, a driver could go out and just drive anytime and make a decent amount of money if the driver is accepting rides. However, over the course of a few years, Uber has taken the base fare price and lowered that base price over and over and over. And now in certain cities in the US, drivers are making about 70 cents a mile on average. Now, 70 cents a mile is not a lot of money, especially after you take out the Uber cuts. Okay, Uber takes out commissions anywhere from 20% in some cities for certain drivers, all the way up to 35%, depending on if you're on Uber Eats or depending on other platforms in other cities. Uber's commission scale changes all the time, and when it changes, you'll just receive an email saying, hey, these are the new rates starting today or starting tomorrow or such and such, such and such. So one thing that's really changed the playing field with Uber is now you have to sort of work a little bit longer to make money. And what I mean by that is, now you have to work for the bonuses and incentives. Recently, I haven't noticed as much surge pricing on the Uber app and on the Uber platform like I once did, a year or two ago. Uber has basically replaced surge pricing with this thing called boost earnings. And what boost earnings are, if you go out and work certain hours, and if you're in certain neighborhoods, you're in certain areas, you automatically get a bonus. If you, pick up a person, or if you pick up a food delivery in this area, bonus amounts change all the time. They change from, neighborhoods, and they also change from hours. At 6 p.m. in the financial district, all the rides I pick up in this area could be 2x, okay? But at 9 p.m., maybe it's 1.5 or 1.3. So you have to sort of work certain hours. Once before, drivers could go out with no surge pricing and just work any hours. The base price was higher, like $2.25 a mile. You could go out and just drive someone 10 miles and make a decent amount of money. Nowadays, when you have a fare price that's 70 cents a mile, I don't care if they're going 10 miles, you're not making much at all because Uber still has to take their cut out. The only way to really make money driving for Uber nowadays, only way to make money driving for Uber in 2017 is bonuses and incentives. Boost earnings are the only way. When I go out and do deliveries on hours that are no boost earnings, it's like I make $6, I make $7. It's like I never see a double digit. When it's boost earnings, for some reason I see, $20 orders that I complete, and $21 and $15 and $17. Like, that's actually money, when I can make $17 in 30 minutes on Uber Eats. That's money. Not making $7 on a food delivery and it takes me 30 minutes. Or not making $7 on a ride and that ride takes me 30 minutes and I still have to, go back to the location where I came from. Other ways to make money on Uber in 2016, a lot of people forget about Uber Eats. Uber Eats is very profitable. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, definitely subscribe because I make a lot of vlogs, and a lot of my vlogs are me doing Uber Eats. I really enjoy Uber Eats. Uber Eats is profitable, and don't let people tell you that Uber Eats is not profitable. One way that Uber Eats is profitable straight off the bat is when you drive for Uber Eats, you're putting less miles on your car. For example, let's say it's 5 o'clock and it's rush hour, and you pick up someone and they want to go from downtown San Francisco and they want to go all the way to San Jose. Whew. You better hope there's a boost surge attached to that. Okay, you're gonna have to drive a long way, and then you're gonna have to drive back, unless you want to work in San Jose. Me personally, I don't typically like to work in other areas when Uber sends me really far away. I just like to go back to the same area where I came from, because I know that area. I know where the streets are. I know how the cops work. I know how the lights are. Like, I just know that area. I don't typically like to, work in Walnut Creek just because I dropped someone off in Walnut Creek. Like, no, I want to go back to the city. I want to be back where I came from, That will not happen with Uber Eats. With UberX, you got no idea where you're going to go. You got no idea how long this ride's going to last. That's UberX for you. Uber Eats is not perfect. One thing with Uber Eats you have to do that you don't have to do with UberX, you have to get out of the car. There are more and more restaurants popping up on Uber Eats where you don't have to get out of the car, and that's pretty awesome. Like, you arrive to the restaurant and you swipe the phone and someone comes outside of the restaurant and, they say, hey, what order are you here to pick up? And you tell them the order you're here to pick up, and they go inside, bring the order to your car, and you don't have to get out of the car. You don't have to look for a parking spot. That's really simple. However, not all restaurants are that way. Me, on the other hand, I don't mind getting out of the car. It's like my little exercise for the day. And also, I know that I'm going to stay in the city. When I do deliveries, I kind of got a really good idea how much longer I'm going to be online. If I accept a delivery at 8 p.m. and it's nighttime, usually those deliveries don't take that long to drop off. They don't, because around 8 p.m. there's not that much traffic in the street, and usually around dinner time, deliveries are not going that far. They're going like a mile away, or less than a mile away, or maybe a mile and a half away. Now, during the daytime, deliveries definitely go a little bit farther, and also in the daytime there's more traffic on the street, and meaning that it may take you a little bit longer to drive across town to drop off that delivery. But one thing about deliveries, you can kind of predict that. On the Uber platform, it doesn't show you where the drop-off is until after you pick the item up. So you still don't know where you're going to go. But for the most part, you're not going to really go really, really far away. If you're working for a power driver bonus, deliveries count just the same as a UberX ride. So on certain days, I know drivers are out and they're trying to, they're trying to complete 5 more rides so they can get the bonus for the week. Well, just cut Uber Eats on. Cut Uber Eats on. For sure, you're going to stay in the same area. You're not going to get that one request that sends you way out to San Jose, and it takes you 2 hours to complete one ride when you know you need to complete 5 more rides so you can get a $200 bonus, or a $300 bonus, or a $50 bonus, or just more money than you would have got before. One thing you can do with Uber Eats, you can just flip on Uber Eats and you can work Uber Eats. Now, I get it, like, some people don't want to work Uber Eats because of the parking thing, but certain days of the week are definitely better than others. Sundays are usually better days to work food delivery. Number one, there's less traffic on Sundays, and this is in any major city in the US, not just San Francisco, but there's usually less traffic on Sundays. More people tend to order on Sundays, and if there's like crazy weather like rain or wind, or if it's really, really cold, believe me, a Sunday is like a great day to work. If you check out a few of my videos on my channel of me delivering Uber Eats and vlogs, usually the days that I make the most are on Sundays. Those $350 days or those $400 days, those usually happen on Sunday. And the main reason why I'm able to make so much money on a Sunday is, like I say, there's less traffic out, there's more people ordering orders, and if there is like just a little bit of rain going on or a storm going on, man, you're gonna get slammed with orders back to back to back. Now, at the same time, when it's raining outside, people don't like to walk. People like to request UberX, so they like to request Uber Pool. So when it's raining, it's another good time to, be on the Uber platform. There's multiple ways to make money on the Uber platform, and there's different strategies for different ways. I mean, for Uber Eats, it's going to be completely different strategies that you're going to use versus UberX. Okay, Uber X, you know, you want to make sure you do stuff like avoid bus lanes and, you know, don't pick up in bus stops. But then on Uber Eats, you want to do stuff like, you know, make sure you park legally. Make money has changed a little bit. It's getting more and more trickier. If you have your own car and you're driving Uber X, I really recommend you maximize and you pick the best hours and you pick the most profitable times to make money in the drive. I mean, driving in the middle of the daytime may not be so great to drive if you can drive at 6 p.m. and you can get 2x boost surge. That 2x boost surge is going to be a whole lot higher than you working in the middle of the day and there's no boost surge, and there's also fewer requests coming in. It's definitely something that I want to throw out there. I want a lot of people to remember, like if you're driving like, you know, 40-50 hours a week and you're using your own car, maybe you should think about, you know, driving less or just driving the better hours, or renting a car, because renting a car makes taxes super easy. You don't have to worry about depreciation. You don't have to worry about maintenance. You don't have to worry about, you know, repairing tires or, you know, changing brake pads or, you know, getting the oil change. But renting a car is not so great in all areas in the US. And the only reason I say that is it costs $200 to rent a car here in San Francisco. That's the same amount that it is in most other cities throughout the US. However, drivers here in San Francisco and places like DC and places like Chicago, drivers typically make more money than drivers in other parts of the US, other cities in the US where drivers just don't make as much money because it's not as busy. So that's one thing you want to look at is, you know, is your market busy enough to rent a car? Would you just be better off using your own car, but just using it 1 or 2 days a week for rideshare? Because one thing about rideshare, you're going to quickly rack up miles. You're going to quickly rack up miles. And, you know, you may start off with a new car, and by the end of the year, you may have 40 or 50,000 miles on a car. And, you know, 40 and 50,000 miles on a car in 1 year, you're really depreciating that car. If you want to put that many miles on a car, try to put it on a rental car, because that way you don't have to pay for the depreciation and it's just not your car. And when you get ready to do your taxes, you take all your receipts from the rental car, you take all your gas receipts, you subtract that from your earnings, and it's going to make it so much simpler to do taxes versus, you know, if you own your own car and, you know, you got the 54 cents a mile and you got this deduction, you got that deduction, you got this deduction, it could just be much, much simpler. I'm not going to talk too long in this video, but I just wanted to make a quick video talking about, you know, is it worth driving for Uber in 2017? Definitely make money driving for Uber in 2017. But like I say, things have changed. It's not the same ball game that it once was a year ago, 2 years ago. It's definitely not the same ball game as it was 3 years ago. But anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this from me, subscribe. And thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace.